Today in math, we are going to examine the nickel and find the values of some coin combinations. Right here on the screen, you can see a nickel. Right now I'm showing the front and the back of what a nickel might look like. Some nickels look different, but this is what most nickels look like. And a nickel is worth 5 cents. You can count by fives with nickels. If each child in our class has a nickel, how much money would we have? There are 24 students in our class. $120, or $1.20. There are two different ways to write that. So if every child, all 24 children, had 5 cents, that means we would count by fives. 24 times 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 105, 110, 115, 120. What patterns do you notice when you count by fives? The ones place is always a 0 or a 5. You can see that in blue, I wrote down 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and I underlined in red the ones place. And you can see a pattern. It goes 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0. So when you count by fives, every other ones place 5, 0, 5, 0, 5, 0. So that means if we ended at 30, 3, 0, and there's a 0 in the ones place, that means if we were counting by fives, the next number would have that's right, a 5 in the ones place. So that is the nickel. The nickel is one coin that we can use to count, and we can count by fives with the nickel because the nickel is worth 5 cents. Right here, you can see a dime. A dime is worth 10 cents. I have a certain amount of dimes displayed on the screen. How many dimes do you see? A dime is worth 10 cents. What is the total value that you see on the screen? How much money do you have? $0.50. That's right. One dime equals 10 cents. Because you can count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That shows that you have 50 cents. A dime is different than a nickel. A dime is much smaller than a nickel in size, but it's bigger in value. If you've ever held a dime in your hand, it has ridges on the side. I have displayed a new amount of coins on the screen. You can see that these are nickels, 3 nickels, and 2 pennies. How much money do you have now? Remember, a nickel is worth 5 cents, and 2 pennies, a penny is worth 1 cent. 1 cent. And remember, if a nickel is worth 5 cents, you can count by fives. I wrote a 5 underneath each nickel. 5, 10, 15. And I'm just adding a penny, and one more penny. So 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. I have 17 cents displayed. This is a coin combination. It is a combination of coins. Sometimes when we talk about coins, we might not be able to have actual coins in front of us. Even if we were in the classroom, we would do it this way. I wonder if you did it this way in first grade. Sometimes it takes a really long time to write penny or nickel or dime. So there are times that we will write out the letter P and then we will put a circle around it. And that stands for penny. It's a symbol for penny. And sometimes we will write out the letter N and we'll put a circle around it. And that is a symbol for the letter, that is a symbol for a nickel, which is worth 5 cents. And sometimes we will write out a big capital D, and we'll put a circle around it. And that is a symbol for the dime, which is worth 10 cents. Because there are going to be times where we are going to be finding the total value of coins. Here, I've done an example with that. I have displayed nickels, dimes, and pennies using my symbols. Count the big coins first. Watch. Which is the biggest coin? I see nickels, dimes, and pennies. I remember from the beginning of my lesson, a nickel is worth 5 cents, a dime is worth 10 cents, and a penny is worth 1. That means a dime is the biggest one, so I will remember that a dime is worth 10. 10, 20. Now I will count by 5, so 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, and now my 2 ones, 36, 37. We practice skip counting a lot because it helps us when we're counting by counting with coins. Sometimes we have to remember to switch from counting by tens with the dimes to counting by fives with the nickels, and then back over to ones with the pennies. It helps to know our coin names and values really well. So once again, that is 10, 20. Now I'm going over to nickels, 5. So 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 36, 37. Just a reminder, this is what our coins also look like. Sometimes you see the nickel, the face of the nickel that looks like this. Sometimes the face of the nickel looks like this. And here's the back of our nickel. Here's our dime, front and back, which is worth 10 cents, and our penny, front and back, which is worth 1 cent. So today in your math journal, you are going to be finding the total value of 5 different coin combinations. And the only coins that you're going to be looking at are nickels, dimes, and pennies. Sometimes my students think that there are quarters on that page, but you are only going to be adding up or counting nickels, dimes, and pennies. Start with the biggest coin first, the biggest coin value first when you're adding. This will be Math Journal page 2.